Okay, here we go. Looks to be live. Hey, everybody that's not on here yet. Oh, 8 people already. 8 people on the dot. Hey, everybody. Good to have you tonight. Just wanted to get on here for a little while and just talk about things that come to our mind. No real topic tonight. Have a surprise for tomorrow. I'm having a live stream tomorrow. I was going to mention to the guys, you guys don't know yet, but I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow. Um, I can't at this point. It's just going to be me and the other person, and it's pretty interesting. But it's with Lucas C. So Lucas C will be on here tomorrow, hopefully, and if it all works out right. And then from there on, we'll start having maybe some interaction more often, and all of us will be able to get on here and pick his brain because he's got a lot of information. But anyway, yeah, still just 8 people. Don't want to blow all the information that we have on our minds tonight on 8. Not that you 8 aren't important, but anyway, hey guys, how are y'all doing tonight? Thanks for coming along for our live stream. I've got my daughter Ruthie here with me, real fast so you can see. Hey, there's Ruthie. She's the one who started the 70 Chevelle that's right here beside me and has never finished it. So that's her procrastinating. She's procrastinated long enough. She needs to finish it and get it off my workbench. And Troy's got his nice little 55 Chevy in front of him that he's had multiple challenges with. So what? Your bed doesn't or didn't fit right. The windshield glass is a little small. Other things, right?
Mm-hmm. The bed sides didn't want to go on well, but I figured out how to do that. The front windshield, as everybody knows, there's just a little bitty slither of a daylight you see through there when you put it in. I solved that problem by using shoe goo.
Oh, you did use sugar.
Yes, I did. I put a bead of shoe goo around the trim all the way around. Then I entered the windshield through the front of the truck instead of through the cab. And I
Yeah,
did
who
this.
told you to do that? Was that Mark? I don't remember. Someone said to put it in through the front.
Yeah,
Was it you?
I saw somebody else do that.
Yeah, Mark mentioned it in the last live stream, and I watched HPI guy do it. So worked out really well.
Yeah.
And also I had to do the same thing in the back glass too.
It
But
doesn't fit either.
what's that?
It doesn't fit like the front one or the rear doesn't fit right.
No, it doesn't fit right either. It's just the same thing. It's just a little slither of a. It just misses. Really, it's the only way I can put it. It just misses getting in there, seating in there perfectly.
Yeah.
So with the shoe goo, everything came out fine. The shoe goo dries very clear. It's
does it?
Yeah, you barely even notice it. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat. That's really
That solves that problem with that truck. And other than that, it's been a really nice kit. I'll try to hold it up a little bit better for everybody to see.
Yeah. Did
I
you
went
dip
with
it? Use your floor polish? It's really shiny.
no, I just clear coated it with Tester's lacquer clear.
It's shiny. It looks good.
Oh, it is, and I don't even really have it cleaned up yet. It still has my fingerprints and everything all over it, but it should be finished up probably tonight, and then I'll probably get some pictures on the Facebook page tonight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. Hey, let's see. How do I do this? I want you to hold it up really fast. There we go. Yeah, that looks great. So it has a 6-cylinder, or is it a V8 in it?
It's a V8.
It is a V8. My dad always told me about those Cameo trucks. It's like a fancy model truck. You don't see many of them anymore.
No, and I actually about 5 years ago I had a chance to buy one.
Really?
And other than the paint was really faded on it, it was in really, really good shape. I felt like they wanted too much money for it, so I passed on it. And looking back now, they weren't really asking much. I should have bought it.
Yeah,
but the Cameo truck to me, that's the ugliest part of it right there. The back end, end of the truck.
To me, lights look like car lights.
It just, to me, the back part right in here is it's ugly.
No, it's not. Cool.
Car.
It's just me.
Looks like that.
Yeah, it
Of
does.
course, we all know the 57 looks better than 55.
Yeah, right. No, we don't. No, we don't know that. We know that the 55 looks better. You guys in the comments, let me see. Who likes the 55, 56, or 57? And if you put 57, I'm just going to delete your comment. So go ahead. But
That's
anyway,
not.
anyway, just not to get carried away. And now, so usually we've done this one time. Mark, Chris Callen would have been on with us tonight, but he had other things planned already, and he would have been on here. Probably was showing his Riviera or whatever he had built recently. Now, Mark, hold up your Coors Light. Coors, is it light? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
Wrong
False
one.
alarm. There we go. Let me get you. Yeah. So that was on our Facebook group, which Troy, you put yours on Facebook group too. So that is amazing looking, Mark.
This
Look
is
at that.
the Sterling Marlin. Not
It
a
looks
great
nice.
model, but
Does the body slip off of that one?
it's actually screwed on.
Oh, okay.
You can
Okay.
take the screws out and it'll come right off.
I got you.
Not even a tight fit.
Very cool.
And then it has the engine. It's not very accurate kit. It's almost a little like toy-like.
Yeah.
But there isn't much of a choice. If you wanted a Dodge NASCAR, then that's the only one I think they ever did.
I hear you. So it looks like it. I'm going on just the votes. The 55 looks like it's already taken the cake over in the comment section. Troy, you can't see this still, can you?
No, I can't.
Oh, you got to go to the laptop so you can see the comment.
Yeah.
There's plenty of comments already coming in. Hello, Matt, Ruthie, Troy, and Mark. Anyway, so 27 people so far. So all right. So what was I saying a while ago? So it would have been me and Mark and Troy and Chris, but Chris was busy tonight, so it's just us three. We're just going to take a little bit and just talk and have fun. Don't really have a topic for you guys. I do have a special live stream tomorrow. I'll put a notification out once I have a for sure confirmation. So there'll be a special guest on tomorrow on my live stream, and it will just be me and the guest, and then from there on, it hopefully will spread out to all of us together. But anyway, so here is my gotta do this again. I'm not the best at this live streaming stuff, but here's my the 55 that I just finished, and it turned out really good. It I didn't put many pictures on the Facebook group, but I did put the video out, and it turned out just wonderful. It was a monogram 1955 convertible, and so I'm getting flack about the boot. It should have been the color of the seats, and I agree. But I'd already painted it black, and it's just gonna stay like that. So it
No
turned out
model
really.
is done until it's done.
What did you say, Mark?
I said no model is ever done until you're done.
Oh, I'm done.
You can read it.
It gets in the case, it's done. I'm not going to do any more to it. Yeah, so the 55 has taken the cake. Oh, 55. Rob, you can't say the 55, 57, and 56 are all the best. I get on my kids all the time. You can't have two best friends. Okay? It's only one. You can have one. Richard Mondelli, you're right, sir. It is the 55. Thanks, Ron. Hey, Ron Stewart, how are you doing? Thanks for coming along tonight. Where can I get my model cars and trucks from? Well, I have a great answer for that. Hobby Nut Models is a great place to get your model cars and trucks from. And the guy sitting up to the top right of the screen could tell you exactly all about that. He has a hobby store called hobbynutmodels.com, and if you'll go there, he'll gladly send you one.
Actually have I carry both new and used kits, or I should say previously owned. You can't really use a kit until it's built. So, but yeah, I probably carry 75 to 200 previously owned kits at any one time, and for new kits, probably about the same. It fluctuates. and that's just the cars. And of course, I do carry trucks and airplanes and tanks and everything plastic. So
That's what I like about going on your website, Mark, is every day when I go on and see what you've got on there, there's always something different. And chances are it's an older kit that you put on there rather than a new kit. Not that there's anything wrong with the new kits, but it's interesting because we all want to look for the old kits, the ones that we've seen before, but we don't see them anymore. And that's what's interesting about your site is you have those kits that have been on someone's shelf for 15, 20, 30 years, and somehow you come along with them and didn't want to sell them. I couldn't sell anything. I couldn't have a hobby shop.
well, I was a hoarder, and then as I opened the store, I realized that I can really find anything I want to build. Um, so why hoard it if you can just go out and find it?
That's true. I'm just afraid I won't
And
ever find it.
I'll be honest, I still have a stash of a few hundred kits with my personal name on them.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Rob says that he got
over
his sanding
500.
sticks from you, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Rob says he got it. He bought some sanding sticks from you that we talked about the last live stream.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a few people after last live stream contacted me and said they're specifically because they watched the live stream.
Yeah. And again, I don't have any particular direction to go tonight. I just thought it would be great to get on here and just talk a while. Hey, I want to mention real quick, Mike Pfeiffer. Mike, he's mentioned in the comment section that he's working on a Lindbergh 1/10 dragster. But Mike Pfeiffer, I was on his YouTube channel the other day, and he does amazing train. What is it? What Mike? What are the scale? Is it N or is it O or is it HO? I don't remember what scale it is, but anyway, I watch your videos and you do amazing things with the trains, and that is so interesting. Mike's also a member of our Facebook group.
Love trains.
I do too. I just don't have a place big enough to put them.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I've always loved that.
I have just about every scale. I'm not a fan of just one scale. I've got them from Z scale all the way up to G scale. So,
Okay, he says he does N scale layout. That's what he said.
yep, that's a good scale.
Is that bigger than HO or smaller than HO?
No, it's smaller than HO.
Oh, it's smaller. So that's the
Yeah.
little bitty guys.
Yeah.
The little cars are like they're
A nice 4x8 table is perfect for those trains. You can get a lot of action on a table that size. So,
yeah.
yep.
Hot Rod asked if I have a phone number I can call you. I don't know if you're talking about my daughter, if you wanted her phone number and call her, or you're talking to me, Hot Rod. I'm not sure. Or if you're talking about Mark or Troy. But I'll post my email address in the chat box. If you want to contact me, you can contact me, and then we can go from there.
And
So,
if you go to Peanut Models, if you want to contact me,
yeah,
down at the bottom of the page, I've got all my contact information down there.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, I want to have a quick discussion on these three things. Let me change the screen. All right. So I have this. The darn light right there. Testers clear part cement.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this Mod Podge. And then just recently I've got this. And have you three used any three of these, or which ones do you prefer? Because I have my personal preference. I wonder if it's like yours.
I have actually used the testers and the Mod Podge. I haven't used the clear Elmers yet, but I've seen that about a year ago and wondered how that would work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think it'd be very good. It'd be a very good glue for your windshields. But I'm kind of the Mod Podge has really grown on me. I really like Mod Podge.
But it's so thick. It's kind of difficult to spread out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to use it sparingly for sure. The shoe goo, same way. Use it very sparingly. You get that it comes out kind of thick. I mean, really, really thick. And you just have to be careful. I used a toothpick with the shoe goo to go around my windowsill. I didn't just beat or just like squeeze it on there. I put a big blob of it on a piece of paper, and I took a toothpick and went all the way around it like that.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Mark, Hot Rod was wanting your contact information. So if you go to Hobby Nut, if you go to the very bottom of the homepage, I suppose that's where your contact information is.
Yep.
Okay.
And to answer your question about for glue and clear parts in, I like to live dangerously, and I use this stuff. To me,
That's what you use for your clear?
Yeah.
For your clear part?
And I've been more recently using this stuff. It's the same thing, but it has a black dye in it.
Okay.
So when I typically don't just glue a part in. I'll fit it first, make sure it's a tight a gap as possible, and then you just barely touch this to the end or the edge, and it'll suck in. Yeah. And if you're careful and you do a little bit at a time, it won't ruin the clear. It won't run onto the surface of the glass unless you put too much on.
Okay. I've never used that's my go-to glue. This is what I glue, everything together with, but I didn't think to do my parts with it, although it is clear.
Yeah, you want to use as little as possible, but it does work pretty well. Now, an alternative I use similar to what you guys had. It is called Micro Crystal Clear. I don't have a bottle to show you, but it's the original clear parts glue that's been around for, I think the bottle I have has been around for 20 years or so or more.
Yeah.
I remember I bought it at a Writer's Hobby in Michigan. I can't even remember. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. It has to be 30 years ago.
Well, that's
cool. Wow.
Louis says, hey, from San Antonio. Hey, Louis. Or Louis. How would you pronounce it? Louis or Louis? Louis. Is that Louis or Louis?
Louis.
Louis, okay. I can't
How you doing, Louis?
read, so I'm having a hard time here. Rob Altus says Mod Podge and Zap Canopy Glue. I've seen that Zap Canopy Glue mentioned a bunch of times, but I've never used it. That's for model airplanes, I guess. Canopy Glue.
There's a glue people have been using. It's called Bob Smith Gold.
Yeah, it's a super glue.
Yeah, but it's supposedly not. There's no fumes that come off of it, so it doesn't fog.
Yeah.
I've been considering, trying that. I'm always hesitant to try something new.
Me too. Yeah, definitely.
That's when you screw things up.
Yeah, definitely. So, hey, Nick from Ohio. Rob says that Zap Canopy Glue works fine for cars. Don't want to leave these people out. I see Mike Pfeiffer. He says he's got to go. Tomorrow's his 69th birthday. Happy birthday, Mike Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, Goldsmith is his. Mike says that Bob Smith Gold is his all-around favorite. I'm just afraid it's super glue. I don't know. Super glue scares me. I use it all the time, but I use it on my chrome pieces to stick it to the body and things like that. I would be so afraid to use it on my windows because I am scared it would smoke it up, but I guess the gold doesn't smoke.
Well, there's a trick to not letting it smoke up, and I used to do it. Oh, man. Yeah, this was back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, probably when I was in my mid-teens. I used just the purple Bob Smith glue. I think it's called the medium or thick. But I would glue the glass in, and then I would set it in front of a window fan and let it basically sit there all night.
And it blows.
All the fumes get basically carried away, and next day it's dry, and you don't have any issues.
Yeah.
If you can wait.
Louis said I could call him Louis. That's good. Mike says on the glass, don't use accelerator. Why? What will the accelerator do? Smoke the glass up?
I think it can actually damage the clear. It's got some chemical in it that can damage
Okay.
styrene.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like you. I just when I find something that works well, I stick with it.
Yeah.
As you can see, I stick with it. You know, I've got three different things I'm asking about. But the Elmer's glue, it dried, or it when it dried, it was clearer in my opinion than the Mod Podge, and it's crystal clear. But the Elmer's glue, I thought, I've heard people use Elmer's glue, but that's clear Elmer's glue, and
Hmm.
it seemed to just be so clear. And the next car that I do, I'm actually going to use it on the windshield because I got it after I already glued the windshield into my 55. I used it on the little quarter windows, but that's it.
Usually with like the clear glues, like testers and ammo and all those, they're basically all similar to like the PVA white glue type glues. But when they dry a little harder, and
Uh-huh.
so it's less, I guess, soft and gummy feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Elmer's would be a little softer and rubbery.
Okay. And Mike says, I guess when you spray the accelerator, it cures. And I have noticed this, Mike, that when you spray accelerator on a large portion of super glue, it will cause it to somewhat bubble. It makes the glue look like it bubbles, I guess, because it hardens so fast. And he's saying that's another reason not to do it on the windows because it puts bubbles in the CA. And
It can
Rob, yes, I like having
it,
multiple
it can
things.
also spread the glue, so if there's a bunch, it'll
Okay.
wick out and it go places you don't want it.
All right. And Scott said that Micro Crystal Clear is still around. He says he just picked up a new bottle. I've never even seen it before. Micro Crystal Clear. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find my bottle. Um,
I have no clue what Micro Crystal Clear is.
well, I can't find my bottle, but this is the decal solution. It's the same
Okay, yeah.
company,
Yeah,
and it's just
Microsoft.
yeah, it comes in a white bottle with blue lettering.
Okay.
It's the same company. I don't know what happened to my bottle though.
Can you get that at Hobby Lobby still?
I had to order mine online.
It seems like I seen that at Hobby Lobby possibly.
I don't know. You don't carry it, do you, Mark?
No, I carry a different one. It's by AK. It's called Wolverine. It's supposedly similar, but it dries hard and it grips. They say it grips better. I
Yeah.
haven't personally used it, but I've got some friends that use it and say it's pretty good.
Okay.
But I carry,
Um.
and it comes in a pretty big bottle. It's not too expensive.
Yeah.
One bottle
Chris,
lasts the rest of your life.
yeah. Christopher Larkin says, Matthew, do you build semi trucks too? Christopher, I have since I got back into this, I've not finished a semi truck. I did start one, but I didn't finish it. It was that MPC Mac DM600, which was a total train wreck in my opinion. But I may go back and finish it. But I haven't. The reason I don't do the big trucks is because they just take up that much more room, and I'm kind of limited on space as far as where I can put my models. But Troy has built a semi. What did you build? The Kenworth? What was it
Yeah.
called?
Yeah, it's a Revell Kenworth.
Okay, Kenworth.
I can't remember the name of it now.
It's blue. I saw pictures
Yeah.
of it. But to answer Christopher, I don't do the big trucks usually just
Yeah.
because I don't have the space. I don't mind doing a big truck, but I don't have the really have the space for them. Like the HPI guy, I think he gives all his model kits away, but I spend too much time on them. I don't want to give them away. So Danny Montoya says, yeah, Hobby Lobby has needle applicators, micro scale, crystal clear. I didn't know that. I've
Yeah.
probably looked at it 100 times and not known that.
I see it where they keep the paint. So.
Okay. You mean on the back side of where the models are? So when
Yep.
you're looking right behind you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess they're all set up the same.
Whenever I seen them hold up that bottle, I'm pretty sure they carry it at Hobby Lobby.
Okay. Rob says he's building the Kenworth Aerodyne.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's doing it in the BJ and the Bear scheme. My favorite semi.
Oh yeah.
You know what that is? I don't. What's BJ and the Bear?
Well, I don't know, maybe Mark remembers, but it was a TV show in the 70s.
Yep.
Okay.
I definitely remember
Guy
it.
and his monkey in his truck.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, cool.
Very
Yeah.
good show. Very good show.
Hot Rod said he's looking for a semi truck for the movie Smokey and the Bandit. I don't know if they make that one or not.
Was
But
that a Kenworth?
I think it was a Peterbilt, wasn't it? I don't know what it was.
There was
It's
a
been a
model
long
kit of it at one time. I don't know if it's being made anymore.
I was thinking if it's a Kenworth, you just buy the Revell kit and paint it up. The Revell kit, it's basically a snap kit. I mean, it's so easy to put together,
Yeah.
and that would be a good kit to use for that.
Todd's asking about the model car junkyard video I did and wondering if I gave all that stuff away. Actually, Todd, I had so many people want that stuff. I just I'm going with the first person who asked for the particular, whatever the particular thing was. And I think you've mentioned to me on the, on the comment section in the video. I don't remember who was first, to be honest with you. Hold on. I'm sorry, I lost your message. There it is. But I don't know if you were first in line, and I don't want to be unfair to someone else if they were the first person to ask, whatever. I didn't think that it would get the response that it did. People wanting my old parts, but I do plan to get those things mailed out. But there may be some things that I haven't already promised to some people, but I'll have to go back and look at the comments. That's how I was doing it. Sorry about that. Hey, Fred Henry, what's happening, Fred Henry? Thanks for joining the Facebook group too. Love your builds. Do a great job.
To answer a question on the Smokey and the Bandit, I don't think they ever had a kit of the whole truck. I think it was I think someone said Kentworth Aerodyne, and then you could buy the trailer itself, which was just a plain box trailer with a very large decal of a mural on it.
Right, exactly.
It was made by Ertl in 1/25th scale in
Okay.
1981, and
Are you on ScaleMate?
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think anybody's ever re-released it. If you can find it, it's probably maybe not $1 million, but $500,000.
I was watching, looking at the Facebook group. I don't know if it was Lucas C's or our Facebook group. I can't remember. I think it was Lucas C. But there was a guy was in an antique shop and he found a 1/16 or something scale Camaro. It was a late 80s model, maybe early 90s or something like that, maybe 88. And he says, "Is this kit worth $300?" I think the antique shop was asking that much. And people said, well, there were people that were saying it actually is worth that much, unfortunately. But it was a black Camaro. It was looked like a monogram. I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't, but it was a big kit, and I couldn't believe what they were asking for, and others were agreeing. What were you going to say about that, Mark?
Oh, I've actually got the Firebird version of that. So
Really?
I don't think it's worth that much.
Yeah.
It's, people look at eBay and think, well, that's what it's worth. And
Yeah.
eBay Pro, so you really have to click on what thing's sold for.
Yeah.
Not what somebody wants for it right now.
Right, absolutely. Just because you say it's worth, you want that much doesn't mean that the value is there. I totally understand that. But if someone gives you $300 for it, maybe it was worth it. I don't know how that works. Fred Henry.
Somebody might pay for it.
Yeah, Fred Henry. I was serious too about the JaxCon show. Whenever it comes, I'd like to catch it. I'll stand out by my house by the road with my thumb out, and I'll catch a ride with you down to JaxCon. And maybe we can get on there together. Okay, so AMT W925KW is what the truck was, is what Scott says. He says that was the band, that was the truck. It was a W925KW.
Yep.
I don't know anything about big trucks. I know a lot about airplanes and model cars and stuff, but not big trucks. Don't have a clue. Walt. So Walt Ronk says he likes the Dodge L700 by Lindbergh. Well, Walt, I think you're probably the only person I've ever heard that said that they like that truck. Are you being serious or are you joking? Because I've got a couple of those, and I'm afraid to even start them because I've seen guys that build them and they say that they were horrible kits. I, I, you're the first person ever to say that they like that kit. I'm definitely surprised. Hey Tim, Throttle Power, thanks for coming on.
Any kid's buildable if you put enough time into it.
It is. I built that darn Country Challenger. That was a beast, and it actually looks good from about 10 feet. So
I built an airplane kit that everybody says is unbuildable, and when you go into it, the approach that you know what you got to do to fix it,
yeah,
it's not that bad.
yeah. But does it fly? That's what I want to know. Did it get off the ground? Troy, Tony Lancer asked. He's directed this question. Troy can't read. He can't see the comment, so I'll read it to him. It says, Troy, don't you have a model club at a school or church for young kids?
I have a model club at our local library. We started about a year ago. I approached our librarian about starting a club there. I thought it would be a really good program or class to have to reintroduce model building to kids, and he jumped right on it. He's like, when can you start? That's a good idea. When can you start? And we started almost immediately, and we had 25, 30 kids, I think, sign up right away. And we started out building snap kits. Of course, the snap kits only took about 1 day to get in. We were hoping to get it to stretch out over a 3-4 week period. So we ended up doing another kit. We ordered them, had in a couple of weeks, had another kit, and we done another snap kit. And now we've worked up to, 8, 9-year-olds on a Wednesday and 10 and older on a Thursday. And we've worked up to glue kits, and the kids are just loving it.
Yeah.
They're just loving it. They can't wait to go back. I mean, just tonight before we came on, I was there, and we're about ready to finish the build, and they're already wondering when we're going to start the next one. So they're having a blast with it.
I sent you a couple in the mail. I don't know if you can use them. Did you get your package yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So I don't know if you can use any of that stuff. We'll do what you please with it.
Well, I guarantee I can use it, and we'll probably have it on the live stream when I'm done with them.
Well, good.
So,
awesome.
Yep. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody that, if you've just joined as of late, this is my daughter Ruthie here, the procrastinator model builder. She's like all other kids, it seems like these days. She started one and never finishes it. So I've had a couple videos with her, and I asked her to come on tonight with me, and that's why she's sitting beside me. Although she's not saying anything, it's just, that's all I get out of her.
Well, Ruthie, I'll tell you, there's girls your age that's in this model club, so they enjoy it. They love being there, and they just like to sit around and talk, and we talk about everything as we're building, and I help them along, and it's just a good time.
Yeah, you got about all you're going to get. She said, that's what you got.
Yeah.
Hey, John Paul. So, Woody's models, John Paul, Throttle Power, Tony Lancer, Woody's models, Joe's Rush Shop, Ron Stewart, Rob Altus, Fred Henry. Just trying to call out these guys' names. So, 865 Saturn. 865 Saturn. I've got to know something. 865, is that an area code? Or is that something else in your name? He says he built the Dodge L700. It takes a lot of patience. Yeah, I guess it does.
The Dodge takes a lot of patience in real life or a model kit.
Oh, that just rubs that guy up in the top right corner raw. But your Dodge looked very, very nice. I don't think it had to. You did take a lot of time though with it. I could tell.
8 years.
8 years, and then you sold it. Oh man.
Yeah, I did. I regret that.
Yeah. Oh
I was
shoot.
looking for a different project, but sometimes things seem like a good idea until you
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hindsight is 2020. Uh, Troy, Tony says he'd like to donate a couple of kits to the group if that would be okay. I'll
Oh,
answer for him. Absolutely, it'd be okay.
oh
Um,
yes.
Tony, I can I'll send you if that's okay, Troy. You send the mailing address.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
I can reach out to Tony and tell him where to ship those
Hmm.
to. Okay. Oh, that's right, Troy. He's asking if you'll PM him. You can go on the Facebook group and look up Tony Lancer. I'll send you the information, okay? And
Okay.
you can reach out to him. Tony Lancer, Lantzer.
Gotcha. Yes, I appreciate that, Tony.
Good deal. That's neat. That's what you need. Those kids get them some model kits to keep them going.
I think that if everybody just take the time to do something like that at their local libraries or churches even,
Yeah.
it'd be a good program at a church too to get something like that started. You wouldn't believe what the kids. How you doing? Tony just sent me a message.
Okay. Good. All right. Good.
Yep.
Hey, Nick came on a little later. He's asking what kind of glue do we use for a windshield. So I'm just going to show him. Let me do the split screen up. So there's three different things that I use. Nick, this is the darn camera. Seems backwards. Testers clear part cement, or you get this at Hobby Lobby. It's Mod Podge. It's kind of a thick. It's like it won't pour out. It's almost like thick Elmer's glue. It dries really, really clear. And then just recently, I bought some Elmer's Clear, and this is a kind of a trial run, but it seems to work okay too. So there's all
Uh,
kinds of options out for your windshields, and also during the stream, they what is it? Bob Smith Gold. That's a super glue that people use for their windshields. Zap canopy glue. There's all kinds of different things. It's just going to be what do you like. You want something that dries immediately. Fred Henry says he uses the Tester's windshield glue. I like the Tester's. It actually works
oh
really
yeah,
good.
I do too.
John
Um,
Paul,
Testers, I
good.
think it's a good. If it's the first glue that you're looking for to glue things in, that's probably a good one.
The Testers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
easy to
think so too.
apply, easy to control.
Yeah,
and
it
a
is in control.
and a bottle of that Testors goes a long ways. I
A
mean,
very long way.
I
As
think
a
I've
matter
had.
of fact, yeah, this thing is like not even halfway, and I've built, I don't know, 20, 30 kits off of that bottle.
Yeah, I've had my bottle for probably 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
So
John Paul says that the Lindbergh L700 is a nightmare. That's just what I've heard. I haven't tried it. I've got the one. I got it at Ollie's. It comes with the trailer, and it comes with like a 1940 Ford car that goes on it. And I can imagine all three of those items are hard to build. Oh man. Oh, so Todd Miller says that was a really sweet '66 Ford Mustang you completed. Really good job on that.
Thank you.
She ought to do another one. That's what she ought to do. You
I
guys need
think
to get her.
I think that's going to be my next build.
Yeah, the
I was
'66.
going to mention to her I just bought that kit, and I think that's going to be the next one I do.
I was helping her finish it up, and the only thing that I noticed on that kit that was a little difficult was the where the radiator mount is. So the whatever you call that goes across the front that the radiator bolts to the bulkhead up front or whatever. It seems to be a little obscure about where it mounted to. We got it mounted, but that seemed like the only issue that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for stalling. I'm just reading these. I don't want to pass anybody up. Fred Henry says his bottle of windshield glue, he's had it for several years. John Paul says the tires on that L700 are too big for the rim. The rims are too big for the tires. Louis said he's gonna go check out Hobby Nut, so that's great news. All right, Blue Streak, take care. Thanks for joining us. See you later. All right. Anything that you guys, anything, Mark, anything, any new news, anything with your website, anything you'd like to talk about just for a minute?
Yeah, actually, the discount code you have, the MCV10, that is disabled right now, just temporarily. I'm running the sale.
Okay.
It starts Memorial Day weekend and it ends June 21st. But those discounts are actually better than what the code was. So,
Okay.
and I've got a few new kits from Revell, Germany. I think I was talking to you about it a little bit. It varies from newer cars to older cars. So,
Yeah.
it's like the 55 you built. It's a newer tool, so things go together a little easier, a little nicer. You don't have flat clean up. So definitely worth taking a look at, and they're no more expensive than any other model kit. And you're looking the same $20 to $30 range typically.
So why are they different? So you've got the Revell Germany, and then you've got they're still putting kits out in America, right? Are they not made in Germany? Are they made in America?
Well, there's ones that were engineered in the U.S. that are basically old Revell, old Monogram, and Revell Germany operated as a separate company pretty much for years. And the American arm of it, which bought up Monogram, went out of business a few years ago. Revell Germany is still creating stuff. They're doing new kits they're putting out. The Firebird, the 70 Firebird is an excellent example. I mean, that's a brand new release. They've got the Jaguar, old, I think it's old coupe, and I think they have a convertible now. And those are both brand new, done this year. They go together really nicely. But they're just they're engineered to a higher standard than the old stuff was.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have the technology to do some of the plastic molding they did even 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You know, not to mention even talking about kits from the 60s. Those were they were the best they could do in the day, but now they have 3, 4, 5 part molds for a single sprue. Slide molds, so you get better quality out of it.
Yeah. And that's so if you look at an old car and you look at a new car today, and I'm talking about one-to-one stuff, you'd say, well, they don't build them like they used to. You know, look how thick this steel is. Look how on and on and on. You can't work on them these days, whatever. And so with that way of thinking, when I got back into the model hobby, I thought, well, the old stuff must be the better stuff. So I started buying up older kits and things like that. For one, it was and I was surprised because Ollie's had them recently. It's that VW Sirocco. It's the worst kit I've ever built in my life. But I bought an old one from the 70s. I think it was 70s or early 80s. It was the first release of that kit. And some other old kits. And I thought, the old stuff's got to be better. That's not the case. The old stuff was old. And those guys who built those took a lot more time and must have had a lot more patience because the new stuff goes together very, very seamlessly, where the older kits, not so much. Although I still like the nostalgia of the old stuff. I don't necessarily want to build them when they're really old because they're very difficult. 1978, Rob says it's a Sirocco or something like that.
Well, to put it in perspective, the kits that are at Ollie's, and it seems like all the bad ones we're talking about are the ones at Ollie's.
Yeah, they are. No one wanted them.
Ollie's policy is they will not pay. They have to have something discounted at least 85% before they buy it from someone.
Oh, wow.
So you got to look at those kits. If they were selling for $25, means they're not paying more than $2 for them typically. Yeah. So nobody wanted them back then, and for $10, they're okay bargains.
Yeah.
And I even picked up a few of the kits from Ollie's, but that was just the the Daytona Chargers because they were hard to find.
Have you built that kit before? I've got one of those. The NPC.
It's a pretty basic kit. I just can't imagine that it would give you too much trouble.
Yeah.
There's not many parts in.
Well, I
But
was just afraid that it was the the Country Challenger with a nose piece and a wing on the bag. So I didn't know if I wanted to mess
yeah,
with it.
it is. It's not the greatest.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them for NASCAR. Um, you just basically take the body out of them
Yeah.
because it's hard to find a Daytona anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes,
Right.
it's not the greatest kit.
Yeah. So my Ollies only had a few of the ones you've been seeing on Facebook. Some guys had the 57 Ford, the 455 Oldsmobile, the fire trucks, the semi trucks, and all. My Ollies only had the international semi truck, but they had the 455 Oldsmobile, which is a great kit. I was shocked that that one was one that was at Ollie's because I've built it, and the 69 and that 455, the 69 442 and that 1970, I think 455 are one of my they're great. I love them. I think they're the best kits I've ever built, except for this 55, obviously. But they go together so well. And to find that at Ollie's, I was very shocked.
Yeah, there's a couple gems, but most of those aren't the greatest.
Yeah,
It's for $10. It's not bad.
no, it's not at all.
You buy it, you try it, and just you can practice your skills on it.
That's right. Fred Henry, yeah, Fred, you're exactly right. That the old Sriracha or whatever Sriracha VW, the ones I bought were molded in red. I think the newer ones were molded in gray or something like that. So you know kind of what year you're getting. I suppose the ones from Ollie's would be gray or white. So yeah, the old red one's what I had.
Now, why would you build that car?
I don't know. I don't know why I built it. It's got the old metal axles that goes through the engine block, and it has no detail on the bottom side. I don't know. I'm surprised that Ollie's had them just because. What kind of is it? An AMT? I can't remember. Where is that thing? It's an AMT kit too. It's so disappointing that AMT would have built something so sorry. But
Probably your favorite brand, MPC.
no, it's actually AMT is my favorite brand, and I can't believe that they would do something. Where is that? That little car is right back here. I keep it hidden very well so you can't see it, but it's got nice paint, but that's about it. Um, do you see the comment that James Lusk asked, Mark?
I can't see any comments at all.
Okay?
I just see
Okay.
the pictures.
Is there some? Oh, because you're on the iPad. So James says he's asking you a question, Mark. He says, is it more cost effective as far as shipping is concerned to buy several kits at the same time? I guess do you save on shipping if you buy multiples, or is it combined evenly? Like if it's $10 a kit, does it get cheaper?
It depends where you live. If you're somewhere on the fringe, like on the far west coast, California, Oregon, Washington, it's you pretty much pay by the pound in box size.
Yeah.
Any box that's under 36 inches, I always try to keep under. Um, that's your best rate because you do what's called dimensional weight. So if that box is under 36 square inches, and I think the general rule is you could put about 10 pounds into that box, but there's no way you'll put 10 pounds of kits into a box that size.
No, not at all.
So a single kit is pretty cheap to ship, and usually 4 or 5 kits are pretty cheap. You start getting really big, or you start, 1, 2, 3 kits. It doesn't change a lot on the lower part. But yeah, it's just you just have to play with it. And if you go to my website and things in the cart, it'll calculate it for you whether you use 2, 3, 4, or 5 kits. And you can
So you know
play
what your shipping is before you hit the buy button.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the green elephant? Errol Palmer wants to know: are any of you planning on getting the green elephant from Atlantis? What is the green elephant?
I got them on order. It's a 1/16 scale. I think it's a 75 Chevy Vega.
Oh,
funny
okay.
car.
Okay.
So there was a Jungle Gyms and a Green Elephant. The Jungle Gym is the more popular one, but I think the Green Elephant's the one they're releasing first.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I'll have to keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool kit. I remember building it in probably early '80s, and I loved them. I think
Green
old funny
elephant.
car kits were awesome.
Okay. I'll check that out. And you've got some funny car kits on Hobby Nut. I saw 3, I
Yeah, I
think.
have a couple
Three
of the
different ones.
smaller 1/25th scale ones.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4 maybe, I think.
So Lewis said he's getting San Antonio is getting an Ollie's. Well, don't get your hopes up, Lewis. I got my hopes up just the other night when I went to Ollie's, and I was really let down because I was really pumped up from Facebook, and I made a special trip, and he's like, nah. The manager was like, man, we just get what we get, and apparently some other store got what I wanted. So
I went to 3 different Ollies just to see what they had. And the first one had the best selection. It had like 3 or 4 kits. And the second one had 2 kits, were the same as the previous.
yeah,
And then the
right,
third one had 1 kit, so it wasn't great.
yeah.
What's the semi kit that they have?
It's Hannah,
TransStar.
give me that box right there. See that box right there? I'll show it to you, Troy. It's I don't know. This is an old reboxing of an old timey kit. It probably doesn't build very well. That one right there,
Hmm.
Yeah, that's TransStar.
TransStar Eagle.
The TransStar, is that the one HPI guy just built?
No, that's
No,
an interesting story. He said in his video it was a new tool. It's not. That was originally released in 1976. But what they did is they went and cleaned up the molds, so it fits a lot better.
yeah.
There's no flash, and it looks like a new kit, but it's still an old kit. But it builds.
I'd still like to try that one you just showed, Mike. That or Matt. I'd love to try that one.
Well, I can go to Ollie's and get you one.
Too bad we didn't have an Ollie's where I'm at.
You don't have anything where you're at, but corn and beans. It looks like.
Man, that's all we got. Got a Hobby Lobby about 40 minutes
Well,
away.
I had one in stock until Ollie's decided they wanted to sell them too for a lot
Yeah,
less than what I had for.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me ask you a question here, Mark, in reference to Ernie Irwin. He says he bought 20 Dale Earnhardt Jr. kits. My comment moved. Hold on. He says he bought 20 Dale Earnhardt Jr. NASCAR kits for $160. Do you think that's a good price? And before you answer, that was 20 kits for 160. I've noticed. I would have thought coming into this hobby that if you found a Dale Earnhardt NASCAR kit, it would have been really valuable. But what I've noticed is they're not. I guess because the market's flooded with them. Is that the case?
Yes, that's. I just figured out that's $8 a kit. That's about what you would pay at any swap meet.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple bucks. It wasn't a bad deal. It's a good deal. They don't seem to really have a lot more value than any other driver, and I think it's what you said. It's they flooded it. They so many NASCAR kits were put out in the '90s and the '80s that it just took any value out of them. There's still 20,000 Bobby Allison Miller cars out there.
Yeah.
Or more, and they're still wrapped in the cellophane. So
Yep.
it just shows you that there were too many.
Yeah.
They're still fun to collect, though.
They are.
Yeah,
I love the
they
boxes.
build pretty nice too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the old NASCAR AMTs, the monograms, they build really nice. You know, they were a high tech kit for the day.
Yeah.
You know, they're sort of like those are now.
Yeah. So Walt says the reason that those Sirocco's were so terrible is it was is it Lindsay Company or Lesney? Anyway, the company that bought AMT back in like 1979, I think it was, or something like that. He said that those kits were theirs. That's why they're bad. They really weren't an AMT kit. I didn't know that, and I'm not. I haven't. I didn't look into that, but yeah, that probably explains it. So that at least saves space for AMT because I knew they would never put anything out like that. MPC, but not AMT, or maybe Lindbergh.
Yeah, most
What about
companies put out a couple stinkers here and there.
so Joe's Rush Shop says that International 4300 is a great old kit. Is that what that is? That's 43 TranStar Eagle. So he says it is a great kit. It's a revised Ertl kit. Okay, good deal.
I'd love to try that kit. I think that looks like
Are
it'd be
you
fun.
asking me to send you that? Is that what you're doing, Troy? Are you saying, Matt, would you send me that kit, please?
No, I'm not saying that at all, Matt.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You seem to have you seem to be pretty close to an Ollie's though. Sure.
about 23 miles. Yeah.
Don't make a special trip. I got a question for you guys. If they were to come out with a new kit now, new kits, different kind of cars, what would be the car you would like to see AMT or Revell or anybody come out with?
Wow, that's a.
I would like to see some bigger scale kits.
Really?
Yeah, you know when you look at it, and this may be too big for your cabinets, but the old 1/8 scale monograms, you're not going to find one on eBay for less than $200 on the low side.
Mm-hmm.
$400 or $500. Some of the big 1/12 scale kits, they go for $400, $500, $700 for some of the, the rarer Otaki kits. And they're all American cars. They're like Pontiac Firebirds and Mustang Shelbys. And it's the big stuff is what I would like to see, even if they re-release. But even some new kits, people will buy them. There's just not much to go around for, and people want them. They just don't do them right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't have necessarily a direct answer on that, but Tony Lancer says modern pickup. So he'd like to see modern pickups.
You know,
There's not many of those.
I would love to see modern pickup trucks. I mean, especially these new trucks that are out now. I just think they would make awesome looking kits.
Well, if you had an Ollie's, you could buy an Escalade. They've been on the shelf since last year.
My car I would pick. My very first car when I was 16, I had a 1973 old Cutlass Supreme. Love to see a kit of that come out sometime.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, I do have a car. I would like to see one of the new Hellcat Dodges.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Either the Charger or the Challenger. They just the last Challenger I think came out was a 2008, which was the older body style, and then the last Charger is 2006.
Yeah.
And nothing modern, nothing with a Hellcat engine, and those are pretty popular cars for the modern era. I don't see why they build them.
Jonathan Griffith says current 1/2 ton pickup trucks. Alan says bring back the mid 70s Camaros. That'd be cool. What is that one that Revell Germany what is that, a 70?
Camaro?
No, I'm sorry, that's Trans Am. Yeah, okay. So that's
a 70 Trans Am.
Okay. And then Fred Henry says 1970 short bed pickup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony also said F350s and 3500s. Rob Alta says the 1/8 Trans Am, large scale, good for us old guys. James Luss says. Russ, that question really got some attention. Some vintage Dodge pickups, since Moebius has Fords and Revell has Chevys. Also a good 71 or 72 Chevelle. A good AMC AMX. Oh wow, I'd like to see an AMX. Yeah, so many to list.
I'd love to see more Vegas.
Yeah,
Vegas and maybe a drag racing form.
yeah. Oh,
I'd like to see somebody bring back the old Johan kits. They had a lot of cool kits, and they weren't very
yeah.
hard to build. They'd be good beginner kits for people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of, come to think of it, I'm kind of surprised Round 2 hasn't tried to pick those molds up.
They may not be around. I wish they
Well,
were.
I watched the documentary on Johan and didn't, during the transit to a different factory, whatever, didn't a train crash that they were on and they lost them
Yeah.
all? I
Yeah, I
think
saw
that,
something about that. Yeah.
yeah. They were able to save some of them, but most of them got lost in the train crash.
Hey, Scott Beck Beckstein. Sorry, Scott, I butchered your last name. He says some '50s model semi trucks. It would be cool to see like a B model Mac. That's an old '50s
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
semi truck. That would be cool.
That would be cool, too. Yep.
Small car hobbyist. Hey Jim. He says he'd like to see a new GMC pickup with the folding tailgate and side boxes.
Mm-hmm.
How about a '70 GTO? That's Rob.
You know what
You
the
know,
problem with newer ones is? Licensing.
I know
It's
exactly. It's like
like the Corvette. Nobody's come out with the C8 Corvette yet because Chevy wants a lot of money to license it.
yeah, yeah,
it's a toy. Model car. I can't believe that that's such a problem. But
yeah. I know.
Oh,
But you know what?
Salvinos was saying every Richard Petty car that they sell, their kits is about $1 goes to Petty.
$1 of each kit.
Yeah,
Oh my. Well, that's
they
crazy.
get their cut.
I've wondered about that. I wonder how Richard Petty, because they came out with a lot of kits. Who is it that came out with all those? How you pronounce that?
Salvinos.
So, so
Salvinos came out with several kits, didn't they?
They got
So,
about 7 or 8 Richard Petties now.
yeah,
yeah. I was wondering how much STP and all them, royalties, how much they got for royalties for that.
I don't know. I bet you Richard Petty probably had some kind of deal where he could collect the royalties because they
Yeah.
were advertising for them essentially.
yeah,
But to go back to if they made new kits, I think a lot of the new trucks they got out now are nice looking trucks. They'd make great looking kits. I wish they could do that,
yeah,
especially the Chevy trucks.
yeah. The Walt Ronk says the Diamond Rio logging truck. The Walt, I've got that truck. That's they. Let's see, where's it? Yeah, I've got that Diamond Rio. Are you saying that you would like to see them re-release that, or that's just a truck you would want? Because they actually you can get that truck. I suppose you can still get it. So I see a lot of people would like to see newer things. Mustang Shelby GT 500. Well, I guess Nick means the newer one. Maybe he's not talking about the newer one. Okay, so what is a Copa Nova? 69 Copa Nova.
Copo.
Yeah,
Copo.
Copo.
Oh, I'm
CO
sorry. I
Copo.
thought that was an A. It's a Copo. Yeah.
Um, Somebody I thought did a kit of one. Um,
Copo. Is that kind of like a Yanko, but spelled
yeah,
different?
Uh,
yes. Copo is the factory Yanko essentially. It was their 427, like their
Okay.
Corvette aluminum engine.
Oh, it's the full aluminum 427.
Yeah, it was. It
Okay.
came out in a Camaro, I think, in a Nova, and I think it came out in the Corvette.
uh,
Central Office Production Order. I just remembered what that meant.
Yeah,
So
that's what Tony just said. Central Office Production Order. And
yeah,
so did Alan.
basically you could order one just to go race it.
Okay.
I don't think they were very good street engines. I don't think they like to idle at stoplights. But
Yeah, I would not think so. They're worth a lot of money today too, especially if they're all together in the same car it came in.
Now, didn't Revell do a kit?
I thought they
Okay.
did a Nova kit. Popo.
I was thinking I watched a video
Alan
not
says
too long
yeah.
ago,
Alan says
and
yeah, he has that
yeah,
revealed to the 69 Copo. Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago. I don't think they wasn't that long ago they had that.
Hmm. I'm still trying to think what car I'd like to see. I can't think of anything. I've got a whole bunch of them that I don't know.
I'd love to see a '73 Oldsmobile Cutlass. I just think that'd be cool.
I would like to see a re-release of the turbine Chrysler turbine car. That's what I would like because you can't afford the darn thing. And it was made by
Johan.
Johan, yeah, and I'd like to have that car, but I can't imagine paying $175 for that kit. So I
Mm-mm.
want to get one.
Yeah, I had one when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I had a lot of them.
Moto. Yeah, Moto Wade said he'd like to see some Holden cars. Holden is a Australian, I believe, manufacturer of cars, and I'm not. I know they'll do like those Australian supercars, which is somewhat equivalent to the NASCAR of Australia, which they run road courses, which they have a lot of Holdens and things like that, which is that's a cool series. I used to love to watch that.
And they were made more by Japanese companies like Fujimi, Aoshima. I don't know if they make any currently, but I know they used to make like the Mad Max cars. They made a few Holdens, Falcons.
Yeah,
I forget what that one. The Moneros. I don't know if they ever did one of the Utes or not.
yeah. Fred Henry says he's got one of those Revell Copos. Australian muscle cars. Yeah. I, bringing up Australian muscle cars, have you guys? So why did they build like the Ford Falcon in Australia as a modern car, but they don't build the Ford Falcon in America as a modern car? Like instead, it's the Ford Taurus, but over there, let's say it's the Ford Falcon. I never have understood why Ford would do such a thing like that.
They don't meet the crash test standards. See, the Holden they brought as the GTO years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the Corvette engine, it was a sedan. Yeah,
That was a Holden.
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that. So that early
They
2000 GTO or whatever it was.
they barely changed it. I mean, they just put taillights and a grill on it and
Really, I never knew that. I
slapped
never
Yep.
their
knew.
name on it.
I just seen one the other day.
You don't see many anymore. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
They couldn't stand the crashes, could they? They got in crashes, couldn't stand it.
I mean, honestly, when the Falcons were out in the '70s and the '60s, the U.S. had good muscle cars too. They
Okay,
did.
so
They had
Holden is GM.
what was the car I'm trying to think of? Torino, Ford Torino. It looked a lot like the Falcon, so they were similar.
Yeah. So Holden is produced by General Motors. I didn't know that. So that explains why they could take it and make it a GTO.
mm-hmm.
I had no idea. I don't keep up with too many other countries I mean, I know the British cars and things like that, BMW and
I don't
Mercedes.
either, but I remember years ago when that car came out, people were talking about it. That's how I knew.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Model car GM says, has anybody seen any drag bikes? I don't think. I think I was listening to John Paul the other day saying there was a drag bike way back, but I've never seen a drag bike
I
model.
can't remember who made it. I think maybe it was MPC or maybe Aurora. They
Yeah,
made
I'm
a
not.
drag bike at one time.
I never saw it. Okay, so 865 Saturn says the new Chevy police cars are Holdens. So was the Pontiac G8 and the Chevy SS. So the Chevy SS was that weird looking little pickup truck. I think that so those were Holdens. I had no idea. That blows my mind. How about some Mavericks or Comets? Joe's Rush Shop says, yeah, that'd be neat. They do have a few. I think Comet drag cars are like gases. But as far as like a Caliente or something like that, a stock one, I've not seen a stock model kit like that.
Yeah, I think he was saying Maverick. There was the Comet version of the Maverick with a little bit uglier grill on it.
Right.
I
So
had a
you have
75, and I know in 75 it was almost identical except for the tail lights, and the grill had a uglier step in it. But yeah, they used to do. Who did them? Was it Johan? Maybe. I think it was Johan that did them. And you see them on eBay. I keep looking because I hope I'll catch one for $20 one day, but I think they're closer to $200.
yeah, that's cool. Alan says when he was in Iraq that he saw Chevy S10s and they were called Chevy Love. That's weird. Why they choose to call them something different in another country. Um, Rob said that the Chevy SS is a four-door sports sedan. I
Yeah.
don't know what a Chevy SS is.
Yeah, I knew what he was talking about there. But yes, they do have a truck looking one. It's just called an SS2, I think. SSR. Maybe it was an SSR. Yeah. That would make a good kit.
What
I
about a
think.
Ford Courier? Did they make a Ford Courier kit or a Mazda? That was the same truck.
Actually, I think doesn't Round 2 currently have one?
Is that where I saw? I may have seen it recently, like a re-release of some old
Yeah.
kit. That would be a pretty cool one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but I seem to recall it had like a camper top on it. Yeah, the Chevy Love pickups that were similar.
Always liked the Chevy Love truck. Always thought they were cool looking.
Yeah, and like Fred Henry says that those were built by Isuzu. The Chevy Love was an Isuzu.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's like the Ford Courier was built by Mazda. It was actually a Mazda truck with Ford badges on it. SSR. That's what the little truck that I was thinking you were talking about a while ago. It was an SSR.
I think that's what came out. That's what came out in place of the Camaro when they stopped building the Camaro in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't think that vehicle took off as well as what they thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revell brought out a few models of SSRs.
Mm-hmm.
They had 4 different ones, 4 releases.
Yep.
Probably still find them. As a matter of fact, you want a real one, there's one for sale not far from where I live.
I'd love to have one. I would love to have one. Those are
2 of them.
my grandfather had those.
I always see a lot of those at car shows.
Yeah.
I'm
All
losing
right. Well, I think we're going on an hour and over an hour already, so we'll probably wind this down. Thank you for everybody who's taken part tonight and all the comments. There's lots of comments, and I've missed a bunch of them, and I apologize. I tried to at least read them all. But thanks for everybody coming on and spending this time with us tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to have another live stream, and it's going to be with a special guest. I can't confirm that right now, but I think that I can confirm it, and hopefully that will work out. So tomorrow I will also have a live stream at hopefully around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's another YouTuber, so you'll know who it is more than likely if this still works out. And I'll send a notification out as early as possible so you can put a reminder on. But anyway, yeah, you guys have a great night. Any last words, Mark? Any last words, Tony? Troy? I'm read 100 Tony messages. Sorry, go ahead.
I've been called a lot of different names, so it's all right.
Yeah. Thank you all you guys for
I just want to say, everybody, thanks for watching us, and maybe we'll come out with a plan of attack in the next couple.
We have aimlessly went nowhere tonight. Yeah.
I've had fun.
Yeah.
I love listening to this stuff, so I've had fun.
I've got to find a less noisy air conditioner so I can run it while this thing, because I'm just wiping the sweat, it feels like, because I'm so hot. But anyway, if nothing else, I'm fixing to turn this thing off because I'm about to have a heat stroke.
Can you hear my air conditioner running?
I can't hear it, and I don't think you can hear mine if I turned it on, but I couldn't hear you. So
it seems loud to me, but I can't hear yours.
No, well, it's off. That's why you can't hear it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to turn this off. Everybody say bye to Ruthie since she didn't say
Bye,
anything.
Ruthie.
Bye, Ruthie.
Bye.
All
Bye,
right.
Ruthie.
We're going to turn this off. Until we meet again, guys, y'all have a great night. And everybody, thanks for taking
Bye,
part in
guys.
this. And we will do it again soon. See you guys later.
Bye.
Hey,
Still on?
Troy.
You still on there?